Track and field is one of the biggest sports in the whole world, with running events ranging from 100 meters to over 26 miles. It is all encompassing, but for some reason, it doesn't get much representation online. So to help with that, today I gathered 12 of your favorite runners and one walker to share with you their biggest piece of advice. Starting with me, probably the least impressive athlete on this entire list. My name is Trenton Sandler. I run the 1500 meters for Louisiana State University, and my biggest piece of advice is that consistency kills. There are no gains made from just one great workout. Consistent efforts compile over time so much more than giving 110% one day and then giving 10% the next. What this effort is looks different for everybody, but find what you can commit to, stay consistent, and I promise in the long run, you will get faster than you could ever imagine. Now that is just one of 13 different pieces of advice that we have for you today. Let's move on to someone who runs probably the most on this entire list with the longest Olympic race distance. We have the marathon.
What's up guys, my name is Adam Wood. I ran track and field and cross country at BYU. I ran 2:18 in the marathon, and I'll probably say that my biggest piece of advice is to stay patient. Running is gonna humble you and it's gonna test your patience like no other sport, I promise you that. And really what it comes down to is just how much work you're able to stack consistently, like day in, day out. And it's not even like day by day, but it's like weeks and months and years of training. And so not rush anything and not force anything, because that's when, injuries come about. There's that quote that says like it happens slowly and then all at once. And that's literally how running is. Like you're making progress each and every day, but if you haven't hit that breakthrough yet, I would just say, stay patient, keep plugging along, because you're getting better just by stacking good days and mileage together. So.
My name is DeVontae Ford. I'm a senior hurdler at Texas Tech University. One piece of advice I could give is do not let injuries discourage you. Throughout your career, at some point, you're going to have an injury 9 out of 10. If you don't, God bless you. But you probably will have an injury at some point in your career, whether it's in college, high school, or after college. And I would say just keep going on, Sometimes injuries benefit us in ways that we can't see yet. Sometimes your body telling you just need a rest, you need to take a break, something like that. But injuries aren't always the end of the world, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will make it through the injury. What's the word? Not consistent. Oh, I need you to cut some of this too, by the way. Just a little bit. Just stay consistent, stay positive, and you'll get through it. Good luck, Reckham.
Hi, I'm Elise Cranny, and I am a professional runner for Nike, 2-time Olympian, and I run the 5K and the 10K. I think the biggest thing that I wish I knew earlier in my career that I really try to focus on now is not comparing to other people. So having an open mind and being willing to learn from other people, but trusting in yourself and your training, finding the recipe that works best for you. And most importantly, I've learned that it's really important to take your easy days easy, because you break your body down on those hard training days, and so you don't get better from that unless you make sure you recover. And so going easy on your easy days and listening to your body is really important. So yeah, have confidence in yourself. I think that's the most important thing.
My name is Erin Brown. I run the 200 meters here at Grand Canyon University, and my biggest piece of advice is the biggest lie ever told is that you can be whatever you want to be and you can do whatever you want to do. But the real thing is that you can be whatever you work to be and you can do whatever you work to do. So if you have a goal and have a plan and you don't have any execution or any work ethic, you will never achieve that by just simply sitting there manifesting. So you have to get out and work to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life and in sports. And that's just my advice.
My name is Evan Dunfee, Canadian Olympic race walker, Olympic World Championship bronze medalist, and world record holder. My biggest piece of advice is to dream big, set really big goals, and define your success not by whether you reach those goals, but by the process along the way, how hard you work towards those goals. If you do that, you'll be successful.
What's up guys, my name is Morgan McDonald and I'm a 2-time Olympian for Australia in the 5,000 meters. And my number one tip for success in running is to surround yourself with the right people. I think when things are going well, it's easy and you can handle it yourself, but when the challenges pop up, and they always do, being able to lean on others and to get advice from others, and especially people that have experienced whatever you're going through before, is the most important thing in helping you make it through to the other side and be even better than before. So surrounding yourself with the right people, my number one tip.
My name's Michaela Rose, and I am an NCAA champion, SEC champion, and LSU school record holder. 800 meters. One of them was good. My biggest piece of track advice comes from 2 Timothy 1:7. It tells us that the spirit of fear does not come from God, so the first step of improving your time is to remove fear from the line. I like to use pain as a reminder to push, so the first step of embracing pain and not fearing it will help you PR and break records.
Hey, my name is Erin Brown. I'm a USC Trojan alum and a Canadian Olympic sprinter for 10+ years, and I'm an Olympic champion in the past games in Paris in the 4x1. And my biggest piece of advice for young sprinters out there who want to grow up to be professional sprinters is to approach the sport professionally. Treat it with all the seriousness that you would with a job, because on and off the track, this is a 24/7 hour job. Whether it's your approach to recovery, the way that you eat, the way that you sleep, the way that you train, the way that you study, your craft, the way that you put people around you to get the best out of what you can be as an athlete, revitalize the way that you think about the sport, and it's a dog-eat-dog world, so you need every advantage that you can get. So my biggest piece of advice for young sprinters is to approach it professionally. The more you do that, the more you're gonna get out of the sport. Approach it with seriousness, have fun, but at the same time, make sure you're giving it your all, because as soon as the sport is gone, you never get it back. Peace.
Hi, I'm Alfie Manthorpe, a 62-minute half marathon runner, and my number one piece of advice for runners would be to value volume over intensity 90% of the time. I think for a lot of distance runners, their biggest weakness or factor that holds them back, or the biggest influence in a race, is aerobic fitness. So I think for a lot of the months in training, especially in base training, there should be a higher focus on volume from maybe double threshold or long run sessions, or even steady runs and easy runs, than high intensity. This just makes it a bit safer to increase mileage and get a training load in without risking too much injury. And then obviously when it gets to race day or closer to race day, you can work on that intensity as well.
My name is Eric Edwards Jr. I'm currently a professional 110-meter hurdler. My personal best is 13:15. And the best piece of advice I can give you is to focus. Focus, focus, focus. Pay attention to detail. Stay in the moment. Stay in the present moment. Don't think about what you have to do 10 minutes later. Don't think about what you just did 20 minutes beforehand. Stay in the present moment, especially during training. That's the best piece of advice I can give.
Hi there, my name is William Jones. I'm a 400-meter runner at the University of Southern California, with my best time being 44.65 and also being an 8-time All-American. So with running the 400, the first thing you have to do is pretty much get out really, really strong and then hold your pace after 45 meters. Once you get to the 200-meter mark, you're gonna start building up again and coming home completely. Everything's gonna be very, very difficult. So at that point, all you're doing is like you're in the red zone and you just have to just finish strong. Being able to do that is how you just run the 400, and how you get better and better at it is just through constant repetition, as well as running lots of 300-meter workouts over and over again, because consistency of doing that gets your body ready to run the 400 and also allows you to run the 400 more efficiently and allows you to get better times.
My name is Krissy Gear. I'm a national champion in the steeplechase, and my biggest piece of advice for the steeple is 3 hard steps in and 3 hard steps out to every barrier. I think that moving in with a little more velocity just really helps kind of clean up your hurdles, keep them smoother, and also helps maintain your rhythm. I feel like sometimes people see the barriers as obstacles that mess up their rhythm, but if you can do 3 hard steps in, 3 hard steps out, and keep in mind that each barrier is an obstacle but rather an opportunity, I think that helps a whole lot.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. I'm not gonna lie to you, this video took me well over a month to organize and put together, but I think it turned out pretty well. So huge shout out to everybody that was involved. You can find all of their information down in the description. Be sure to check them out on their own social medias. And I wanna know, what's your number one piece of advice that you've learned in your career? Let us know that in the comments. Again, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share it with a friend that needs some advice. I don't know. I'll see you.